Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome back to Islamic Guidance and Speakers Corners Debates. Please check the description box for important links, contact details and timestamps. If you came to my channel through social media, please check my YouTube channel for the entire footage. Now let's begin. Today's topic is Mutaa marriage, how it started and where does it stand today. In order to answer how it started, we would have to go back pre-Muhammadan era. The answer is interestingly hidden in the Holy Bible, and let's see. In the Holy Bible, in the New International Version, NIV, 1 Kings 11:3, it talks about Prophet Solomon. He had 700 wives of royal birth and 300 concubines, and his wives led him astray. When we look into Islamic history, biographies and references, we find the following. The history and biography book stated that the Prophet David, had 100 wives and that Prophet Solomon, had 1,000 wives, among whom were 300 captives, slaves. Now, both of these bits of information could most likely be true. However, the Bible used the word concubine because that's the way they were used. The word captives describes what was the position they had. Now, the language which has been used says a lot about the perception of those people at that time. And now let me give you a hypothetical example. If you call your mother a cook just because she cooks for you, says something about your perception of her. It would indicate that you see her no more than a cook or a maid that actually looks after you. But if you refer her as your mother, it means that you see her as your parent and not like a maid. Giving someone a name in accordance to how they're used and in accordance to their duties is a disrespectful perception of someone. Therefore, the Quran's use of language and perception is much more respectful than the Bible. And now we come to the second segment of this particular discussion. How did Mutaa come about? Now, since it's obvious from biblical scriptures that captive women were actually used as concubines, we get an indication. During the pre-Islamic era, these women were used as concubines without giving them any advantage or any privileges whatsoever. Temporary marriages, which involved giving bridal gifts and other privileges, then made its way. So from concubine to later Mutaa. Now, during the time of Mutaa marriages, there were some people that were against and some people who were for. So Mutaa marriages were being either prohibited or permitted, prohibited and permitted. Just as the case with drugs, they're either permitted or prohibited. But this wasn't just it. Things needed more improvement, and they certainly did when these verses came out. Surah 4 verse 24, what the right hand possesses, is the verse of the Holy Quran which actually gets criticized in Speaker's Corner. But what does it actually say? Let's read it. And also prohibited to you are all married women except those your right hand possesses. This is the decree of Allah upon you, and lawful to you are all others beyond these, provided that you seek them in marriage with gifts from your property, desiring chastity, not unlawful sexual intercourse. So for whatever you enjoy of marriage from them, give them their due compensation as an obligation, and there is no blame upon you for what you mutually agree to beyond the obligation. Indeed, Allah is ever knowing and wise. This verse is clearly bringing an end to using captive women as concubines, but there needed more improvement. So there is a hadith. It was narrated from Al-Hasan bin Muhammad and Abdullah bin Muhammad from their father that Ali bin Ali Talib, may Allah be pleased with him, said, the Messenger of Allah forbade Mutaa and the flesh of domesticated donkeys on the day of Khaybar. Great Sahih Durus-Salam. So what do these Islamic critics use to go against Islam? They go against the time period when it was still at question whether it should happen or should not.
Is temporary marriage allowed in Islam? If you're referring to Mutaa, it's not allowed at all. Agreed, previously a prophet didn't say it was wrong, didn't say it was yes, because some prohibitions came in stages, like the alcohol came in stages. Similarly, the prophet didn't say anything. But in the 7th Hijri, During the Tabuk expedition, the Prophet clearly stated that mut'ah is haram. The other question is time.
The Islamic critics may not tell you that these things were on and off, and would only bring up the time period when it was on. Now the issue is that there are people, even today, particularly most commonly in the Shia, which still use these advantages, without realizing that situations have changed. They're clearly using previous privileges to their advantage, which they should not. I have previously covered this particular topic, what the right hand possesses, and it will be in the description box. And I have also informed you in regards to black slaves. These two videos will be in the description box. People in Speaker's Corner, such as Kane, Bob the Builder, Hartoon, ask, when did such and such get abrogated? And if it was abrogated, prohibited, why does it still continue today? There are two reasons. Some people do not know that it was later prohibited, one, or that they want to ignore, they want to cherry pick whatever suits their agenda. But people's opinions or decisions or their knowledge cannot be fully controlled. Why? Because a person's or individual's decision to stay ignorant or informed is entirely one's own choice of state of mind, which one wants to be in. Now the thing is, most people only cherry pick those things which suit their agenda, and this cannot be controlled. And cannot be controlled no matter which religion people follow, no matter which book people read. Important links will be in the description box. Thank you for watching. See you later. Take care and goodbye.